You are now tuned in to the network, the YouTube channel that takes complex networking topics and dumbs it down to a more simple language. And today we are going to be doing a kind of a response video. There's something a little different. I don't know if any of y'all, any of you guys are familiar with Du'an Lightfoot. He is a YouTube influencer in the networking field or IT field, however you want to call it. Put out a video that said, I believe it was, "We need more blacks in IT." I'm part of his notification gang, and as soon as that video came up, I knew, I seen it and I jumped right on it just to see what he had to say about the, situation or whatever. And, I had a couple thoughts after watching his video. So if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to leave a link in the description below so that way you get a little context behind this video, about why I'm responding to his video. So a little bit about myself. I've been in the IT field for about 10 years. The first 2 years was more like internships and stuff like that. So I don't really count those. So really 8 years in the field officially. And, my experience has been a little bit different from Duan's. I've been in this field, I've done healthcare, I've worked in law enforcement, I've worked in the county government, local government, etc. And I started out as a PC technician for, like a local police department. And I remember, running into somebody that looked like me in the field, Obviously, I was, I didn't say obviously, but I was the only black person in the IT department, if you don't know, okay? So, but there happened to be somebody that, was hired on board, and he looked like me, and he was a network engineer. So, he had a little bit more responsibilities, and it was just, a little bit exciting to see somebody that looked like me in the field, and then, inspired me to do what he was doing. He was a network engineer, and I was just like, that's dope, I remember, having to interact with him with some things, and, finally I expressed my interest in the field to him. Obviously I built the rapport first and whatever, and then, I expressed my interest, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, cool." He didn't really volunteer the information. It's like I had to stick my hand down his throat and be like, "How did you do it?" kind of thing. And, finally he told me a little bit of what he did, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." I'd like some more information on how I can break into the field. I was in the field, but I was, as a desktop technician, but I just wanted a little bit more information and how I could, break into it as well. And it was not as, I wouldn't say, he wasn't as welcoming when I tried to reach out as far as that goes, right? So, I don't know, maybe it was his personality, maybe we just didn't click, whatever. But no harm, no foul, right? Now, let me be serious. Let me leave the bros out of this. So maybe, I ended up leaving that job. I ended up working for like the county government, and I was like doing like help desk or something like that over there. And obviously, I ain't say obviously, I keep saying that, right? I was the only black person in this field too, right? Well, there was maybe like one more person, but what were they doing? I can't remember. But there was one more person, and then the other black person was he was one of the managers of the network infrastructure department. So he managed the systems administrators and the network engineers, right? And of course, I still had aspirations to become a network engineer. And, maybe a year or two after working there, I expressed my interest, not just to him, but to other people in the department, including my supervisor, my direct supervisor. And, word got around. Long story short, the best thing I was ever gotten was my cubicle moved next to one of the network engineers, right? I expressed to this manager, like, "Hey, look, I really want to become a network engineer. Maybe could shadow. Maybe I can go to your changes. Maybe I could." Nothing really panned out. Okay? So, and maybe 2 to 3 years into this field, I realized, okay, I know I want to do something in networking. I know I want to do that. But it looks like I'm going to have to do this on my own. Nobody's going to, hold my hand and do this. And that just goes with everybody, not just blacks, not just whites or purple, whatever. You have to, a lot of this stuff you got to learn on your own, right? And I always tell people this on my channel. There's no excuse. It's just how bad you want it, right? Move on to the school system. I ran into, work doing like desktop support there. And there was somebody else that looked like me. No, I wasn't the only black person there, but there was just somebody that looked like me. And for y'all who don't, y'all don't know me, my background, I'm of Haitian descent, so I'm not just, you know, African American. I'm, you know, both my parents are born in Haiti, so I'm Haitian. And there was a network technician, and he was there at my school, you know, to work on something. And, you know, I was talking with him, and I found out he was Haitian. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, we start, you know, speaking in Creole, whatever. And then I'm thinking, you know, we exchanged contact information. I was like, you know, let me know when you're at the school, you know. And then later on, I finally expressed my interest, let him know. As you know where this went, right? It didn't really go nowhere. Now, I can't say you know, I can't blame people for not, like I said, spoon feeding me or trying to hold my hand or nothing like that. But, you know, it just goes to what Duan was trying to say in his video. He said that we need more blacks in IT. I get that. I ran into a lot of black people in this field, okay? So there's definitely black. Yeah, we can probably make like 5 or 10% of it, but there's definitely blacks in IT. But he did say we need more blacks in IT. I agree with that. I do. I kind of, sort of, I a little bit agree with that. But, you know, I ended up working for healthcare. Same thing. Somebody looked like me. He was a network engineer. I shot him an email. Nothing. And I don't know. I want to say it's like, I don't know if people feel threatened. Like, oh, this dude looked like me. He might take my job. Or, you know, they want to hoard information. So they feel insecure. I can't let, like, I'm the only black person here. I can't let him, you know, take my desk. I don't know if that's, I don't want to project those thoughts, but I really don't know what it is. I can't call it. But that's how my experience has been in this field. And I don't know. I just feel like that's how my experience has been. Like I mentioned, there's definitely some blacks in this field. We do need more blacks in the IT field, but I don't feel like we need just more blacks in this field. I don't. I feel like we need more black mentors in this field. That's what I think the correct statement is. We need more Du'an Lightfoots. We need more Cisco tutor guys. We need more Josh Keeper techies. We need more Dennis Bates. We need those guys in this field. That's what I feel like we need in this field. Not just blacks. It helps, yes. It gives me inspiration to see somebody that looks like me and they're where I want to be. But it's a little disappointing when you don't get that. I don't want to say that help, but you don't get the sort of mentorship that you would expect from somebody that looks like you. At least that's just how my experience has been. Now, you know, fast forward into my career. I'm finally becoming a network engineer. I meant to, you know, hold this off for another video and talk about that because, you know, the last, you know, kind of video talk that I had like this, I've been telling people that I've been trying to become a network engineer. Well, I finally became a network engineer, right? And the person that hired, well, he wasn't the person that hired me, but he had a huge influence in hiring me, right? And I finally become a network engineer. It was been my dream for a couple years now, right? I've been in this field for like 8 years or whatever, 10 years. Finally become a network engineer, and the person that is sort of mentoring me is he does not look like me. Okay, he's a white person to be, you know, to be as a matter of fact. Now I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. It's just to show you that it's not just blacks we need in IT. We need black mentorship, and the reason why I say that is because this person that, you know, hired me and he's been training me. I can tell he's passionate about me because, you know, first of all, he picked me over, like, I want to say about 5 or 6 candidates. I can't remember, but he saw something that other people did not see in me. I've been to many interviews to become a network engineer, but he saw something in me. Since I've been working there, he's sort of taken me under his wing, right? I can tell he's passionate about it, and he's doing his best to help me become the best network engineer that I can be. Now, I'm not saying that people that look like me are not trying to do that. It's just that's been my experience. That's why I say we don't just need more blacks in IT. We need more black mentors in IT. Now, I'm not saying, you know, I want a black person that's training me. I'm not saying that at all. Like I said, we need more black mentors in IT, not just people that look like us. We need people that, like I mentioned, you know, we need the Du'an Lightfoots, okay? We need people in lab every day to know about this stuff. he mentioned in that same video that we don't have as many resources, and I agree, but I also do not agree with Duan about that. I tell people about this on my channel all the time. You can look at all those tutorials that I've created. I tell people, Packet Tracer is free. As long as you got a laptop, a desktop, and an internet connection, you download that for free. There's so many labs that you can find out there for free. If you really want to learn this stuff, you can learn it. There's GNS3. Yeah, you got to do some sketchy things to get the images, but overall GNS3 is free. I'm not a software engineer, but there's so many free coding apps that are out there. Those are free. You can learn about coding if you really want to get in this field. So there's no excuse. I always tell people this on my channel. There is no excuse. If you want to learn this stuff, there's no excuse. You just got to find. Matter of fact, you go in that same video that I'm talking about, that I'm responding to, that Duan dropped today. There's somebody in the comment that said he stole an A+ certification book in the 9th grade, and that's how he learned. He learned about computers and stuff over the summer. 13 years later, and now he went from desktop desktop support to now he's a senior security consultant. So there's no excuse. If you really want to learn this stuff, how bad do you want it? It's just like what what's his name, the hip hop preacher. I want to say it's Eric the hip hop preacher. How bad do you want it? I wanted to become a network engineer for many years. I've told my friends, family, Duan, we've spoken about this multiple times over the phone and stuff like that. I finally, became one. But like I said, my experience has been different from yours. I can sit here and be like, woe is me, and systemic racism, and our people are disenfranchised. We don't have STEM programs in the inner city schools, but at the end of the day, it's about how bad you want it. You will find a way. If you need to steal a book, if you need to do that to learn this stuff, or if you need to sneak into, I don't know, like, if you got to do, you will find a way. A rose can grow from concrete. You can make something from nothing. You can start it from the bottom. We are here, however you want to call it. You can make something of yourself if you truly believe in yourself. It's about how bad do you want it. But this is just a conversation that we needed to have. I'm glad that Duan put that video out and dropped that video. I feel like this is just a conversation that we need to have in this community. Like I said, I agree to disagree with what he had to say about this topic. Like I said, I feel like it's not just that we need more blacks in this field. We need more black mentors in this field. We need people that's gonna, show us how to, get into this field. Yes, it's enough for some people it's enough. Some people it might not be. But I know just to have somebody that looked like me in this field was not enough. Which is why I feel like we need more black mentors. We need more Indian mentors. We need more Chinese. We need more Japanese. We need more people that look like us to be mentors in this field. Like I said, this is just a conversation that, he opened up, and I felt the need to respond to that. This ain't no YouTube beef or nothing like that. Duan, I still got love for you. As you see, lab every day, I got your shirt on. This ain't no, Drake versus meat meal or anything like that. So, I still got love for you, whatever. This was just, something that I felt like I needed to respond and let y'all know. So, if you like this video, if you haven't checked out his video, go ahead and check that out. See what he had to say about this topic. Leave a comment below. Like this video. If you don't like it, oh well, like the video anyway. Leave a comment below. Share this video. This is just a conversation we need to have. Lab every day. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I just opened one up not too long ago. Trying to get my branding up, whatever. For now, comment, like, subscribe to the network.